you're under evacuation orders, go. If you're under evacuation warnings, you don't need to wait for an order. These flames are moving quickly, as Lydia Pentazas has been showing us, and you're seeing kids who are being evacuated from their school zones. You see the nature of the smoke being as dark as it is. It suggests just how dry that vegetation is, and also just the nature of the firefight that is ahead. And joining us now is someone who's in the area who can talk to us a bit about what they're seeing too. It's Ryan Young, who lives in Valencia, just outside of that evacuation area. He's getting ready to evacuate. Ryan, thank you so much for being with us. We see you right there, Ryan. Thanks so much for taking some time. And I know you're getting ready to evacuate, so we won't keep you all day, but just tell us what you're seeing and what you're feeling right now.
I mean, we have a little better than some other folks, but I'm not sure how much detail you can see. But
We can see it pretty
over
well.
the last hour or so, I've just been watching expand farther and farther and farther over to the sides, deeper into the hillsides. Every now and then, you just see some flames erupting. They must be hundreds of feet tall. Um, Luckily, we have a nice vantage point to be able to see this early on. And my mother-in-law lives on the house is on the hill, so I was able to call her and tell her just to evacuate early. I heard you mention that before. She was able to evacuate with her dogs, come over here early, and luckily she did, because a lot of people are now not able to really get out of that area. We had some people driving by asking how to get to the 126, which goes west out this way. And as far as I know, they said that the roads were closed to be able to get out that way to help some people that they know who are being evacuated. So luckily, my mother-in-law was able to leave. She's with us, and we may be heading out shortly, and just hoping for the best. But a little scary seeing the fire grow before my eyes.
Yeah, it's I can only imagine, because I'm sure you've been seeing the images of the fires for the last few weeks, and now it's right there from your vantage point. And just give us a sense of perspective. How many miles about are you? We see the smoke so clearly. Just about how many miles is that?
I'm sorry, I may have lost you.
Okay,
Um,
Ryan, can you hear me now?
I'm not
Hello,
able to
hello.
hear.
Hi, Ryan. Okay. Well, while you were speaking, there was a moment where Ryan was speaking and his audio changed a little bit. So I think maybe when that happened, Ryan, you may have lost your ability to hear us. So we'll go back to Ryan, but as you see there, and he describes so well, just surreal to see right there from your own vantage point, yet another fire, but one encroaching upon an area that you hold dear. Ryan Young there in Valencia talking about his mother-in-law being right there in the evacuation order zone, getting out with her small animal, and now he is considering doing that as well. And evacuation warning is also something we're thinking about. And one of the people who's thinking about that is someone who's right there right now in Valencia within eyeshot of these flames. It's Ryan Young, who we were speaking with just a few moments ago. Ryan, thank you for joining us again. I'm assuming you can hear me now, and I'm taking a look at the smoke. And we see the lean, and that, where we understand what the lean is, that the lean in the smoke says the winds are kicking it up, and the color of the smoke tells us something too. Talk to us about that and what you've been seeing.
Correct. Yeah. Since the beginning of it, we've been. I'm not sure if you can see above the peak of that house, flames right there, and we just see it spreading farther to the east. But luckily, luckily for us, I'll say, the winds are blowing southwest, so there, you just see the smoke just kind of piling across the 126 freeway. It's scary to watch the fire grow, and it's hard to get a visual for where it's headed and what's going on through all the dark smoke.
Well, Ryan, you were just speaking with us a bit earlier. You were talking about your mother-in-law, and you just said it was scary, and so we can just imagine that fear, especially as you're so close to that area. But also just talk about, was there a degree of surprise that came, just given what we've been talking about with the conditions and the Palisades and the Eaton fires being largely under containment? I mean, of course, we've been trying to tell people red flag warnings persist, but when the highest state of warning, the PDS, was downgraded yesterday, a lot of folks thought we were out of it. So just take us into that feeling of seeing this transpire there within eyeshot.
Yeah, I mean, not expected, even considering what's been going on the last few weeks. The winds have died down a bit. They're still kind of high today, but it was a cool, beautiful day. Didn't expect this. A lot of what's burning is just old growth, dry brush. So we kind of have to always be ready. Luckily, my mother-in-law, who lives on the hill back there in Castaic, kind of always has a go bag ready to go and the essentials with her and her dogs. So she was able to leave early before the evacuation warning and head over. And we will be doing the same. Always have an emergency kit ready to go.
That's great news. It's one of the things that we want to hear at this point, as we're weeks into this particular fire episode, and of course, no stranger to fire in Southern California. Have your go bag ready, Ryan. You're saying you're getting ready. Talk to us about what your plan is from here.
From here, obviously we can't go north, and from what I heard, the 126 is hard to get to, if not impossible, from here. So, if needed, head we may head south, maybe stay with some friends, stay just until we hear that things are a little bit more safe. But whatever we're told to do, we're going to listen, and hopefully the fire department continues doing what they're best at. And they got things under control really quickly. And although it looks bad, it does look better than it did 30 minutes ago.
Well, we'd like to hear that. And Ryan, want to let you get going where you need to go, and want to thank you again for taking some time. Really appreciate it. Best of luck to you. And we echo everything you say about our first responders too, Ryan, and give our best to your mother-in-law. And we'll just congratulate her on our behalf for being ready and having the go bag, and it makes everyone's life a little easier. So thank you for that too.
Will do. Thank you all.
All right, thank you so much. That's Ryan Young, who's there in Valencia, essentially looking at these flames transpire. And as Ryan was talking about, the 126 in that area, you avoid it. It's essentially closed down. There's also a lot of road closures. I want to let you know about real quick. Ridge Route at Lake Hughes, Ridge Route at Templin Highway, Lake Hughes at Pine Canyon, dry belt at San Francisco Canyon Road.